During their meeting on Tuesday, June 2nd, Needham School Committee members heard from the Assistant Superintendent for Instruction and Innovation, Dr. Carmen Williams, and the Director of Instructional Technology and Innovation, Chris Goslin, regarding an update on the Canvas Learning Management System implementation and the recent cybersecurity breach involving Canvas. Municipal producer Melissa Marchese has more.
This past school year, the Needham Public School District began incorporating the first phase of their new learning management system. Canvas is an online platform where teachers create, provide, and manage class materials, and where students can access assignments, grades, and more. Canvas is replacing Google Classroom, the district's current learning management system. During the rollout, school officials focused on making sure that teachers had the necessary training for successful immersion and coordinated monthly meetings with district leaders to ensure that departments were progressing at the desired pace. The district was able to provide stipends for teachers who were progressing on Canvas faster than anticipated to begin building courses on the system after school and during breaks.
Then what we did at around the same time is we identified a cohort of early adopter teachers, around 40 teachers between grades 6 through 12, and we positioned them to support their department chairs and directors as learners around Canvas. We wanted to create a space where we could allow for teachers to start to teach with the tool, right? We were ready for that, and we had over 700 students participate in Canvas as an early adopter this past spring.
The team asked students who were in the pilot program to provide feedback on their initial experience working with Canvas. Anticipating this is a big change for teachers and students alike, school officials communicated frequently with district staff and provided a timeline of the program execution. According to Williams, even though there were concerns, people are now ahead of schedule with the implementation. Last May, Canvas was involved in a cybersecurity attack, but the district confirmed that no Needham Public School student or staff data was compromised in the breach.
So we were ahead of schedule, rocking and rolling, and then there was an international cyber attack on Canvas and cybersecurity issue. We have found out that we were not harmed by that breach. Canvas is up and running and ready to go. However, we are moving cautiously and in contact with Canvas on a weekly basis, working with our teachers and students to ensure that everything will be up and ready to go in the fall.
Some school committee members still had some reservations regarding the attack.
A lot of work in progress, but very exciting. And so, of course, I get an international hack, like that's ultimate level. But from the experiences of maybe other school districts that have been using this for a while, what are some of the challenges that they have faced, if any, using Canvas?
Yeah.
And then what about lower level hacking?
To your point on getting hacked, I think Google Classroom has fewer protections around different teacher issues as far as sharing explicit information. Canvas allows you to wait to publish certain materials or publishing only to certain groups. So I think that's an opportunity that Canvas offers, but we're still learning it. There are also opportunities to use a shutdown browser, and I think I'll let Chris speak to that to make sure that students aren't in other websites or platforms while they're taking assessments.
Yeah, that's a tool that we'll be using next year. There's a lot of add-ons and extensions you can get for Canvas, and one that we're getting is called Lockdown Browser. And what it will allow for teachers to do is create a secure environment for assessments.
Despite the security incident, school committee members overall expressed support and enthusiasm for the new system.
Very exciting for our district. I definitely got some flavor and a little bit of pieces of it through your presentation, but if you could maybe speak a little bit more directly on how this implementation might help with some of our achievement gaps, and particular with any of our maybe more at-risk populations, and how we're sort of tracking some of their performance through their different portfolio work and assessment, and how that might be, of benefit utilizing a tool like this.
Absolutely. There's so many things. I don't even know where to begin. First off, there's translation capacity within Canvas. And so if we have students and eventually parents who need information translated in a different language, that could be done. There's speech to text features. There's other accessibility features for students who have vision impairment and other visual concerns. Canvas integrates with most of our current ed tools. These are ways that teachers are already beginning to differentiate content for readiness, for interest level, and so they can continue to build on that in this platform.
I love that each course, literally anytime that you're building something in Canvas, they have an accessibility checker. So it actually uses, I think it uses a little bit of AI, but to help the instructor make sure that what they are designing is accessible and meets the standards for accessibility, which Google Classroom does not have that. And the other thing too is it's device agnostic, which we really appreciate.
Overall, Williams told the committee that they had a successful first year. She said they expect that they will be ready for full execution of Canvas to students this fall. For the Needham Channel News, I'm Melissa Marchese.